laser, and now it is 4 p.m. here in China, and now the weather is quite good outside. It's sunny out there, but in the morning it's rained heavily. So how's your weather in your country? Well, today I will introduce a few of our flagship products in the company. So if you are looking for a laser cutting machine, or if you are interested in laser machines, please subscribe our channel and follow us from Alibaba.com, and you will get the latest information. It means that you can put at the most 1.5 meters by 3 meters metal sheets on this plate. But the cutting area is optional. It can also be 1.5 meters by 4 meters, 1.5 meters by 6 metal sheets. So if you tell us more about your cutting requirement, we can recommend a suitable laser machine for your work. Okay, let's have a close look at this machine. Let's look at here. Look, this is the so-called laser head, and the laser beam is transmitted from this yellow cable and then passed through a few lanes. Then you can see here this is a dot, and it is made by laser beam, and the laser beam carries considerable energy, and the metal sheets will evaporate in a short second. And for this machine, the laser head is from Wanxunxing. It is a Chinese brand, but there are a few other options. So, do you guys know some other brands about laser cutting head? Well, in most we can also install Retools. We can also install laser cutting head from Retools. You know, Retools is a famous Switzerland brand, and it is famous for high quality. And also, there are some other options like Bosi, but if we install Bosi, the color will be black. And also, some customers in Europe will prefer Precisitech, the famous Germany brand. It is also optional. We can also do it. And then let's look at the system. Well, let's look at here. You can rotate the screen at your will, so you will find it very easy to operate the machine. And for this machine, we have installed our own designed laser system. We call it X Turbo. We released this system this year. During the past 19 years, we pay much attention to research and development, and we think that it is our advantage for this machine. And there are a few languages, so it can be English, Russian, German, French, or some other languages. It is optional, so the language will not be a barrier. And you can see here, you can design and create and design the patterns at your will. And you can make it with AutoCAD or CorelDRAW and some similar softwares. And compared with other softwares, our system comes with an auto nesting function, so you don't have to pay more for nesting function. And for the laser source, there are a few options, but we often recommend Raycus, because Raycus is the first manufacturer of laser source in China, and it is regarded the best laser source that you can find in China. It has established so many after services in all over the world, such as Turkey, Italy, Germany, and Mexico. So if there's anything wrong with the laser source, you can contact us, and then we contact Raycus. After that, you can send your laser source to the after-sales service of Raycus. So guys, if you have any questions about laser cutting, just don't hesitate to make a comment in the below, and we will make a reply in a few minutes. Well, let's look at some cutting samples from that are made by this machine. Look, the curve is very neat and without any burrs. And also it cuts brass. Let's take a close look. Okay, guys, I want to show you more about this. I want to show you more about this machine. Let's look at this tank. Do you know what it is? As you can see here, there are some numbers on this tank, and actually it is the temperature of the water inside this tank. We call it water chiller or water cooler. There are plenty of water inside it, and the water circulates through the whole machine and thus cool down the laser source and the cutting head. Well, you can see here are two huge tanks, and there are plenty of gas inside it. And do you know what kind of gas it is? Any guys who can guess the type of gas inside it? Well, let me tell you. The gas can be nitrogen or argon, and sometimes compressed air. While you are cutting carbon steel, you can use oxygen, and while you are cutting other metals like stainless steel or aluminum, you can use nitrogen. But when you cut thin metal plates like this, let me show you. When you cut such thin metal plates, you can also use compressed air. The cost will be much lower, but you need to install an air compressor. Well, let's look at the blade. Hello, Privy. Thank you so much for joining us in today's live stream. Now we are making an introduction about our H series laser cutting machine. Its cutting area is 1.5 meters by 3 meters, and its laser power can be 1 kilowatt to 4 kilowatts. So if you tell us your cutting requirement, we can recommend laser power, for example, at 4 kilowatts. The machine cuts up to 20 millimeter carbon steel and 10 millimeter stainless steel. Just tell us your cutting requirement. Like the max thickness of your metal sheets, we will recommend laser power and send you more specifications. For the warranty, a lot of customers would worry about the warranty because a lot of our customers is quite far from our factory. We provide 2 years warranty for the whole machine, but there are some consumables, and the consumables are not included in warranty. Well, let me show you some of the consumables. Well, let's look at here. This is the first type of consumable, and we call it nozzle. And its function is to spread the auxiliary gas which passes through this hole. And you can see there are two types of nozzles. And do you know the differences between the two nozzles? Well, I can tell you. Well, for this one, it is used while you are cutting with oxygen, because it will make the oxygen spread in a more even way. And for this one, it is used while you are cutting with nitrogen or some other gases. This is the first type of consumable. And here are some more. There are some lens inside of the cutting laser head, and these lenses are not included in warranty, such as focusing lens or collimating lens. These are not included in warranty. And here is a controller. You can So with this controller, you can control the machine in a distant place and make the laser head move back and forth from right to left, and you can attach it to any place of the machine. So very easy. So guys, if you have any questions or if you want to know more about laser cutting, because we have some more models, you can make a comment and tell us your email. We will send you more specifications. Okay. So guys, we not only produce laser cutting machines, but also we produce laser welding machines. So just follow my step, I will show you. Well, look at this huge machine. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Well, it is our laser welding machine. Compared with traditional welding tools, a laser welding machine is much faster and it is very easy to use. Most of our clients can learn how to use this machine basically in 2 or 3 hours. And let's look at the screen first. So this is you can control the machine from here, from this screen, and there are several alarms about the whole machine, and for this one it is safety lock. It means that if you press this button and the machine will stop. And there are some other alarms like the alarm for low gas pressure and the alarm for laser beam, and here you can see there's a number. You can see it is 26 or 27 sometimes. It means the temperature of the lens inside the welding gun. And here you can see, and here's a database. You can see, as you can see, there are some numbers on it, and you can see there on it reads CS, which means carbon steel, and the stainless steel, and the second one means stainless steel, and the third one means aluminum, and there are some other metals. So if you, for example, if you open weld 2mm, carbon steel, you can save the welding parameters and use it directly next time, so you don't have to adjust the welding parameters again and again. Well, let's look at the welding gun. As you can see here, in order to provide better welding strength, a wire is connected to the end of the nozzle. So the wires will melt and thus filling the gaps between the metal sheets. And what makes the welding gun different is that you can see there's a green light. Well, in most cases, the indicator is green, but it means that the lens inside the welding gun is in normal condition. But once the indicator turns red, it means that the temperature of the lens is overheat. And you can see here, there's only one button, the white one. If you press the button, the machine will start to weld. So very easy to use. Now I will show you how to use it. 手头呢？我请假了，我找我找了。Before start welding, please remember to wear a pair of gloves, and also a pair of goggles is necessary, because it will be harmful for your eyes if you stare at the laser beam for a long time. And now let's look at this metal plate. The thickness is less than 0.5 millimeter, and so we can use a lower laser power. Now we are welding with 350 watt laser power, and let's see what will happen. Guys, let's have a look. Well, actually, the first part is not good, but let's look at the rear part. You can see here the wires melt and thus fill in the gaps. Very smooth and very clean. You don't have to scrub it again or refurbish it again, and it is much faster. So last year, when we attended an exhibition in Czech Republic, we invited hundreds of visitors to try our laser welding machine, and most of them can weld well at their first try. Well, let's have another look, and let's look at the rear part. Very easy, and the welding lines are very smooth. So compared with traditional welding tools, it is much easier to use, and it is much faster. Well, let's look at what are behind this cabinet. Any guys? Do you want to know what is behind this cabinet? Well, I can show you. Let's take a look. And there are mainly two parts behind this cover. And let's look at this part. And for this part, we call it laser source or laser generator because it converts electricity into laser beam, and the laser beam is transmitted into the welding gun and thus melt and weld the metal sheets. Well, let's look at here. The numbers, it means the watt is 1,500, and at 1,500 watts, the machine can weld at the most 5 millimeter carbon steel, stainless steel, and 2 millimeter aluminum. And let's look at here. It means the laser source is produced by Raycus, and as we mentioned before, Raycus is regarded the best supplier of laser sources in China. And for the laser source, its average service life is 100,000 hours. And let's look at here. Do you know what it is? As you can see here, there are two numbers on it. Do you have any questions, or do you want to know more about this tank? Hello Privy, thank you so much for joining us in today's live stream. Now we are making an introduction about our laser welding machine. So if you have any questions or if you want to know more about laser welding, just feel free to leave a message. Well, let's go on with this part. And you can see there are two numbers, and the first one is 24.5 Celsius degree. Well, it means the real-time temperature of the water inside this tank. We call it water chiller or water cooler, and it is from SA, a famous Chinese brand. And some guys may wonder what kind of water can be used in this water tank. Okay, let me tell you. And you can use distilled water or purified water, and you just unscrew the cap and you can pour the water inside of it. When you use the welding machine for the first time, make sure that you need to wait until the real temperature of the water is about 20 Celsius degree. Otherwise, the laser source will give off an alarm. And for the whole machine, we provide 1 year warranty. So if there's anything wrong with the laser welding machine during warranty, we will repair the problems for you for free. And if a part breaks down, and you can send the part back, and we will cover the shipping cost. Let's look at some buttons on the surface. And this is an emergency button. So when you press it, the machine will stop immediately, and this is an indicator for the laser source. And for this one, it is for the cable length, and for this one, it is a switch for the whole machine. As we mentioned, we provide 1 year warranty for the whole machine, but there are some consumables. Let's have a look. For this one, we call it nozzle, and it is not included in warranty. And also, there are some lens inside of the welding gun. It is also not included in warranty. So like protective lens or focusing lens or some other lens, it is not included in warranty. And for the wire like this, it is also consumables. It is also regarded as consumables, and there are a few options for the wires. And so its diameters can be 1.0 meters, 1.2 millimeter, or 1.6 millimeter. And now we have released a wire feeder that can feed 2 wires at one time. So it will be suitable if you weld thick metal plates. So guys, if you want to find a highway solution for your welding work, and if you want to know more about laser welding, you can make a comment, and we will reply in a few minutes. Okay guys, do you have any questions about laser welding? And now I want to do some more welding tests for you. Well, here's one tip. When you weld the metal plates, make sure that there are not flammable articles around you. Okay guys, let's take a look. You can see that the welding lines is quite clean, and you don't have to refurbish or scrub it again. So it is suitable if you weld a lot of stainless steel or carbon steel. And you can see that a tank is connected to this machine with this orange cable. And for the gas, you can use nitrogen or oxygen. Either is okay. And it doesn't require much nitrogen. And here there's a red box. As you can see here, we call it wire feeder, because the wire because a raw wire is installed is inside of this red box. So guys, if you have any questions or if you want to know more about laser welding, just feel free to leave your messages. We are a professional manufacturer of laser machines in China with 20 years experience. Okay, so we have made introduction about our H series laser cutting machine and our laser welding machine. So if you have any questions, you can send us an email, or if you want to know more about laser machines, you can subscribe our channel from YouTube or Facebook, and we will update the latest information there. Okay, guys, I want to show you more about laser cutting, so just follow my step. Here you can see some samples that are cut by various laser power. At this moment, we can produce laser machine with 30 kilowatt laser power. So here's a comparison from 3 kilowatt to 30 kilowatt laser power. Well, let's look at this sample. The thickness is 5 millimeter. The thickness is 5 millimeter, and you can see the surface is shining in the light. And let's look at the cutting performance at 12 millimeter. Well, it is still smooth. A lot of customers may find it difficult to cut thick plates, so we would recommend 12 kilowatts in that cases. Let's have a look. This steel is this is a carbon steel. This is carbon steel, and its thickness is 20 millimeter. You can see here every corner is smooth. Well, let's look at the performance, the cutting performance on 30 millimeter carbon steel with a 12 kilowatt laser power. So guys, if you want to know more about laser cutting, or if you don't know how to choose a proper laser power for your work, you can tell us your cutting requirements. My colleagues will recommend a laser power for your work and send you more specifications. And now I want to show you around our assembly plant for our laser cutting machines. Now we have come out of our exhibition room, and now we are moving towards our assembly plant for laser cutting machines. Currently, we have 2 assembly plants for laser cutting machines, and today I will show you the first one. Look at here, this is our first assembly plant for laser cutting machines, and its area is about 20,000 square meters. At this assembly plant, we can produce about 200 units of laser cutting machines in 1 month. So Oh, and we are trying to shorten the lead time so the customers do not have to wait a long time for their machine. And now we have come into the entrance of our assembly plant. Hey guys, now I wanna introduce our flagship laser cutting machine. Let's look at here. This is our G series laser cutting machine. This is our G series laser cutting machine, and you can see here, it is fully enclosed. It is fully enclosed, so the users will work in a safe surrounding. Most of our customers in Europe would prefer this model of laser machine. Well, let's look at its frame. And this is the we call here Z-axis because we will install the laser head here. And there are two surveillance cameras on the corner, so the users can monitor the cutting process at any time. And let's look at here. There are several windows here, so the users can also watch the cutting process from here. And there's a unique device on this machine because you can see here there's some pumps. It is used for auto loading. So guys, if you want to load metal sheets with a machine or with a device, and you don't want to lift these metal sheets with your hands, you can choose such a device. But before choosing such a device, it's better to discuss with our technicians and tell us your full cutting requirements. They will recommend such a device for you. As you can see here, my colleagues are busy with production because each month we receive quite a few orders from our customers worldwide. And this morning we have just packed a laser cutting machine, and for this machine we call it ET series laser cutting machine because there are two pallets. And here you can cut metal tubes. With this part, you can cut metal tubes within 220 millimeter. You can see here. And with this part, you can cut square tubes and round tubes, and the max diameter can be 220 millimeter. And there's some other parts that will be sent out with this machine. Let's look at here. Look, this is water chiller. This is a water chiller, and we have, for the water chiller, there are a few options. And for this one, it is from SA, but also it can be Hanley or some other brand. And for this one, it is an electrical cabinets. We install servo drivers, and some other electrical components in this cabinet. So if there's anything wrong with these electrical components, you can find out errors easily. And let's look at these parts. And for this part, it is laser source and some parts that will come with the machine. And for this part, it is an exhaust fan. And with exhaust fan, the waste will be sent out. Okay, guys, this is our T series laser cutting machine after packing. So if you want to know more about this machine, you can leave messages for us or send us your email. My colleagues will send you full specifications. Okay, let's go on. I will show you more. Hey guys, let's look at here. There's a huge laser cutting machine. We call it G series laser cutting machine. And as you can see here, it is fully enclosed. And for this machine, the cutting area is 2 meters by 6 meters. And what's more, there are 2 pallets. As you can see here, we sometimes call it pallets, or sometimes my colleagues will call it cutting table. So there are 2 pallets. And with this design, the users can load or unload metal sheets here while the laser cuts. So you will get higher productivity. And here there will be some windows, so you will watch the whole cutting process easily. On each machine there will be a production list in which we will write down all the specifications of the machine so that my colleagues will know what kind of spare parts that will be installed on this machine. And here's a list for to record our producing speed. So guys, if you have any questions about our G series laser cutting machine, feel free to leave messages and you will get our full specifications. Well, now my colleagues are busy with delivery. I guess they will send out with some spare parts. Well, let's look at this machine. Now we are producing a series laser cutting machine. For this machine, it is fully enclosed, but with only 1 pallet. Its cutting area can be 1.5 meters by 3 meters, 1.5 meters by 1 meters. Well, let's look at here. Well, this is our A series laser cutting machine, and its cutting area can be 1.5 meters by 3 meters and 1.5 meters by 1 meter. Well, for this machine, its cutting area is 1.5 meter by 1 meter. And let's look at this part. And now in this machine we have installed a servo motor from Fuji, and the speed reducer is from iFort, the famous Germany brand. And师傅要调试吗？要调试吗？ The laser, let's look at here. The laser head, for this machine, the laser head is from Ritos. It is one of the most famous supplier of laser head in China. Sorry, in the world. And there's a cover, as you can see here. There's a cover, and it is moved up down by electricity, so you don't have to lift it by your hand. So guys, if you have any questions about our A-series laser cutting machine, just feel free to leave your messages or send us your email. We will send you more specifications. And now we have some customers may want to cut metal sheets and also metal tubes with one machine. So, but we also can provide a solution for you. Let's look at this machine. The model is GT series. Well, the T here means tube cutting. Well, let's look at here. Let's look at here. For this machine, a tube cutting machine is installed, is connected. Let's look at here. The gantry is prolonged, so the laser head can move here. This machine can cut metal tubes within 220 millimeter. And as you can see here, there are also two pallets. So if you choose this machine, you can load or unload metal sheets at the end of the cover. And if you have any questions about our GT series laser machine, just feel free to leave your message. And I just find a tool, as you can see here. Do you know its function? Well, it is used to measure the precision or accuracy of the guide rails. Last year, and now I want to introduce our newly released laser cutting machine in 2022. Let's take a look. And this is our 3 chocks laser cutting machine. As you can see here, there are 3 chocks. This is the first one, and this is the second one. And you can see here, this is the third one. With a 3 chocks laser tube cutting machine, there will be no tailings of the tubes, so you can cut almost every part of the tubes. So it will produce less waste for your work. Hey guys, and now I want to show you another laser tube cutting machine. This is our T-series laser cutting machine. It only cuts tubes, but what makes it different is that it cuts all shapes of tubes, from round tubes, square tubes, I-shaped tubes, or even H-shaped tubes. It's okay. So with this machine, you will cut all kinds of tubes. And for this machine, we call it T350 because it cuts at most round tubes within 350 millimeter. Well, let's see its cutting performance. It is cut, we call it L-shape style, and it is cut with this machine. The thickness is about 1.8 centimeter. You can see here the surface is quite smooth. So if you want to cut this kind of profiles, you can choose our T-series laser cutting machine. And let's have a close look at its system, its software. The software is from FS Card, and the name of the software is called 2 Pro. And also, this machine is equipped with automatic system, so you can make the best use of your tubes. And here the screen can move at any angle and can be stopped at any place. Well, let's have a close look at its laser head. As you can see here, the laser head is from Tools. It is one of the best suppliers for laser head in the world. And you can see here there's a difference between the common laser head. You can see here the lower part of the laser head resembles a triangle. And because with this design, the laser can cut the tubes of all shapes or sizes. And here's the controller, so you can control the location of the laser head to make it up and down, and control the movement of the two chalks. And you can attach it at any place you like. So guys, if you are looking for a solution to cut all kinds of tubes, you can contact us, and we will send you more specifications of our T-series laser cutting machine. As you can see here, the laser source. You can see here the laser source is from Rakers. As we mentioned, we often recommend Rakers to our customers because it is regarded the best supplier of laser source in China. So, guys, thank you so much for watching and join us in today's live stream. If you want to know more about laser cutting, you can subscribe our channel from YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, or you can send us our email. We will send you more specifications. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. See you soon.